It's Friday. Hi, Instagrammers. It is Friday. I feel like I haven't been on for like the past couple of weeks for a Friday, so I'm actually really excited to come in today, and especially before my sprint triathlon tomorrow because I'm talking about hemp seeds and their benefits, not only their health benefits, but their performance benefits and recovery benefits. Plus, it's National Hemp Seed Month, so that is why I wanted to talk about this today because I've actually incorporated hemp seeds a lot into my routine for the past a while. One of the things that I was really trying to do in my particular nutrition routine was get a little bit more of that plant-based protein, and actually that's what I'm going to be speaking out about a little bit today, and give you some specifics about hemp seeds, and why they can be so beneficial as an alternative source for proteins, especially for people that have inflammatory issues, and how it can actually help with recovery with a vast amount of nutrients that are in them, particularly not only just for athletes, but for those with inflammatory conditions and even those that have had low energy intake due to either disordered eating or just not really eating enough conducive to their sport. So, with that in mind, I'm just going to introduce myself. Hello, my name is Drew Mulvey. I'm a certified dietitian nutritionist, board certified nutrition specialist, and certified integrative sports nutritionist specializing in working with athletes with disordered eating and autoimmune conditions to really help to repair their relationship with food, to empower them to make the right fueling choices and to really have fun with food, and to really help them to reach not only their athletic potential but their life potential and really regain their quality of life back. I am so excited about what I do. And if that sounds like you and you're really struggling with joint pain, you're struggling with gastrointestinal stress, you're struggling with fatigue, and you're really not reaching your goals and you want a better quality of life, I would absolutely love to speak with you. Please sign up for an icebreaker call. For those of you that are on Facebook, it is going to be down in the comments. For those of you that are on Instagram, it is available in my bio. So today I'm going to be talking about the power of hemp seeds for athletic performance and inflammatory conditions. Now, why is it in particular that I love hemp seeds so much? Well, there's four main things that I'm going to cover today. It's got very beneficial fatty acids. It's a great source of plant-based protein, and it's just chock full of a lot of beneficial nutrients. So why don't I first talk about the I, sh- I was going to say, okay, backtrack. Let's talk about the fatty acids that are in particular. So there are different types of fatty acids. There's omega-3s, omega-6s, and there's omega-9. So omega-9 is more of like the monounsaturated fats that you would get from like olive oil. Omega-6s and omega-3s, those are the ones that are generally talked about that are the polyunsaturated fatty acids. Now, why are they called unsaturated? Because saturated is actually solid at room temperature, and these are not solid at room temperature. So olive oil is not solid at room temperature, avocado oil, sunflower oil, like all of those different oils. Um, but there are different types of oils. There's omega-3s and there's omega-6s. Now, what do omega-3s and omega-6s do in particular? So omega-6s are actually more pro-inflammatory and they're pro-clotting. Now, we actually do need a little bit of, we need inflammation and we need clotting, because if we don't have clotting, then we're just going to bleed out and when we get hurt. And if we don't have inflammation, then our body's not able to recover properly, because once there's muscle damage, especially after a really intense workout, we do need that inflammation. And that's why it's really important to time your antioxidants properly so that you don't blunt that effect. That can actually also hinder the production of mitochondria in your muscles, which are basically the energy powerhouse. So very important how to time those and when to time them as well. But with these omega-6s, there is one in particular that hemp has that actually acts as an anti-inflammatory. So hemp has gamma-linolenic acid, and gamma-linolenic acid has actually been a very potent anti-inflammatory omega-6, surprisingly, that has been really beneficial for gastrointestinal stress and really helping to, I don't want to say coat the lining of your intestines, but help to repair the lining of your intestines. So it's very widely used in several gut healing protocols, but it's very good for hormonal balance. And why is that? Gamma-linolenic acid basically helps to balance your hormones, especially those that are females, and it can really help with menopausal or PMS symptoms because of that anti-inflammatory effect, because of that balancing the hormones effect. It has been really beneficial for those that have lengthened cycles, for those with PCOS. Another source of gamma-linolenic acid that's typically used is there's borage seed oils and there's evening primrose oil that's commonly recommended to those that are suffering from those conditions. But it really helps to decrease PMS symptoms. So personally, I have used this. I use evening primrose oil, but hemp seeds are a really great source of gamma-linolenic acid. Now, you can have some hemp seeds that week leading up to your period, especially because your body is starting to produce a lot of prostaglandins, and that's where you get really the mood shifts, the cramping, the feeling like, I'm just going to say it, feeling like crap. So hemp seeds can really be beneficial for that, and there's also the hemp seed oil as well. That's very good. Now, speaking of omegas, there's omega-3s that are also anti-inflammatory. Now, omega-3s, there's two different types. There's plant-based, and then there is the EPA and the DHA, and that's from fish. The plant-based isn't as bioavailable, but it is still a plant-based omega-3, and hemp seeds are actually a very good source of plant-based omega-3s, which is anti-inflammatory and anti-clotting. So that can actually really help, especially if you clot a lot during your menses, that it can kind of help to alleviate that and decrease the inflammation during that time. So as you can see, it's kind of hitting two birds with one stone with that, with the fatty acids. And that's why I absolutely love hemp seeds. They're amazing. So that is one of the that's one of the main ways. Oh yeah, I did want to say this, that so hemp seed oil, about 1 tablespoon of hemp seed oil contains about 450 milligrams of GLA. And typically what I recommend for those that are have any sort of like PMS symptoms, I mean, a tablespoon would be completely fine for you to incorporate in of the hemp seed oil. Now, it does contain about 14 grams of fat, so that would be one of your fat servings. But you can use it in salad dressings. You can use it in cold sauces. You just can't cook with it because then that can really alter the omega-3 content. All right, so now hemp is very anti-inflammatory. Obviously, it's going to be very good for athletic performance because if it's anti-inflammatory, then it's helping your body to actually recover from those intense workouts. Now, speaking of recovering from intense workouts, hemp seeds are a complete protein as well. That means that it has all essential amino acids, and those essential amino acids are the ones that cannot be produced by your body, and you need external sources in order for you to produce them. 3 of them in particular are probably the most known, and those are the BCAAs. So that's leucine, isoleucine, and valine. And leucine in particular is that's a really important one because that's probably the amino acid that's most responsible for muscle protein synthesis. Plus, it's really important for the lining of the gut because usually when there's a lot of inflammatory conditions, your body is basically pulling those amino acids from the gut, in particular leucine. So you want to make sure that you have a good leucine content in your nutrition plan, or a leucine amount in your nutrition plan, so that you're repairing your muscles from damage and you're repairing the lining of your gut as well. But not only is there all the essential amino acids, but it's also a really great source of other amino acids that are incredibly beneficial for stress and for your health and for recovery. And those in particular are arginine. So arginine is responsible. It's basically the precursor to nitric oxide. I talk about this all the time, so I'm sorry if I have just talked your ear off about this, but I am a firm believer in this. So arginine is the precursor to nitric oxide, and nitric oxide is basically a blood vessel dilator, and it helps the blood flow more efficiently through your body. So that way that the nutrients and oxygen are getting delivered to your muscles and to your organs much more effectively, so that it'll help with recovery, and it will really help with premature fatiguing as well with athletic performance. So by having the hemp seeds in there, that is a really great protein source, or I guess a source of arginine. Hemp is a really good source of arginine, so that you are recovering properly and that it can be completely conducive to your athletic goals. Some other ones that it contains, interestingly enough, is phenylalanine and tyrosine. So phenylalanine is one of those essential amino acids. Tyrosine is not, because phenylalanine actually turns into tyrosine. And why is that so important? Because phenylalanine is the very beginning of the whole pathway, a very, very important pathway in your body. And that is the noradrenaline, I'm going to say the noradrenaline, the adrenaline pathway. But the phenylalanine to tyrosine, the fact that it does have tyrosine in it, tyrosine is the amino acid that is responsible for the production of your thyroid molecule. So it's really important for metabolism. Honestly, it's the thyroid molecule, the activated one, the T3, works on several different parts of your body. It's not just for metabolism, but it's for processing nutrients properly. It's for energy. It is for so many different things in your body. So you really want to make sure that you have enough tyrosine in your particular nutrition plan. Plus, that really helps with energy, which I'm going to get to in a second. So the tyrosine then can go into dopamine, and then it can go into adrenaline and noradrenaline. So adrenaline and noradrenaline, they can kind of be used intermingled with cortisol, but it's just basically that it's your body's like wake up molecule. And you want to have a nice response to that. Normally what happens if you're overstressed, and especially if you have any sort of autoimmune condition, overtraining, if you're have an intense job and you are intensely training, then your body is really using up the adrenaline and noradrenaline. And eventually it comes to a point where you get adrenal fatigue because your body can't keep up with it, and then adrenal burnout, which is what I had back in December, where my body wasn't even able to keep up and produce that noradrenaline, adrenaline anymore. So there are certain nutrients that you need for that. But going back to the hemp seeds, let the hemp seeds at least provide you those precursors to dopamine. So that's going to help you with your focus, circadian rhythm. That's going to help with just several different things, and memory and processing as well. So dopamine isn't just your reward center, but it's responsible for a slew of different things. And then the noradrenaline, adrenaline, you want to be able to have a healthy stress response, especially if you're training as intensely as like a half Ironman athlete or an Ironman athlete or a marathoner, or even just like a typical person that works out and kind of like goes heavy. You want to make sure that you have a very healthy stress response so that you're not overdoing it. That can lead to overtraining. So hemp can be a really, really good addition to help you to cope with the stressors from the outside. Now, also, hemp seeds have a lot of different nutrients in them, and that's why I love them so much. The ones that I'm going to particularly focus on are manganese and magnesium. Now, people don't normally, at least in America, they don't normally have a deficiency of manganese, but it has happened. Manganese is actually responsible for our energy production and energy pathways. So that's something that we kind of look for when I'm running tests is there any possibility that there could be a manganese issue in there? Now, hemp seeds have that manganese in there, so it's going to really help you to produce energy and those energy molecules so that you're able to keep up with your training. Your heart rate is able to maintain a healthy rate while you're working out. So it's really going to help with that VO2 max. So that's your aerobic capacity, pretty much. Your aerobic capacity. So basically you're getting faster, you're getting stronger, but then your heart rate is staying in zone 1 or zone 2. And that's when you know that you're really starting to progress and you're actually training in the right sort of way. Hemp seeds are also a really great source of magnesium. Yep. Great source of magnesium. So magnesium, I talk about this all the time. Magnesium is responsible for calming down your muscles, but it's also responsible for clearing harmful compounds out of your body. And when you have an autoimmune condition or when you have been intensely training, okay, I'm just going to say this. Basically, you need to treat an elite athlete like a chronically ill person. So this completely overlaps. And even with disordered eating, there is such inflammation on your body because of not being able to fuel it properly. So magnesium, what it does, well, backtrack. Those compounds need to be cleared out of your body, because if they start recycling in your body, then that can create a lot more inflammatory proteins and inflammation, which can start to eat away at your muscles. It can cause brain fog. It can make you just feel really crummy. overall. So you want to make sure that you have that magnesium to help your liver to clear out those compounds that are actually generated from intense stress and intense training, and also from training too. But magnesium is very important for your central nervous system. It helps to calm it down, to soothe your system. It's very important for your adrenals. And especially if you are under states of stress, your cells are basically shooting out magnesium and potassium. And those are the ones that are going to be responsible for heart rate, for calming down your muscles, and preventing muscle spasms. So those are going to be shooting out. Those are considered your electrolytes. Those are part of electrolytes. It's not just sodium. So it's part of fluid electrolyte balance as well, which you want to make sure that you're not getting dehydrated. That's a very common symptom of a magnesium deficiency, is when you are dehydrated all the time and you're feeling thirsty all the time. That's something that I actually try to look for when I do run the tests, and seeing that particular pathway to see if magnesium could be an issue in that. So it helps with that fluid electrolyte balance, but it also, magnesium can help you with your sleep, which will help with a slew of different things. Better sleep will lead to less fatigue. It will help you with your focus. It will help you with recovery. I mean, I can talk eons upon eons about sleep. So magnesium can be very beneficial for sleep. I actually take magnesium before I go to bed, along with an adaptogenic complex that really helps me to calm down at night. I can go into that at a different time. But yes, hemp seeds, very great source of manganese and magnesium. And I think that I covered everything. So if you are looking for, especially for those that have autoimmune conditions, you're typically staying away from a lot of different proteins. Now, I understand that the most bioavailable protein is going to be whey, but what do you do in that position where you can't have whey, you can't have soy, you can't have eggs, and you can't have grains? Well, hemp seed protein, there is a hemp seed protein that you can get. It's going to have all essential amino acids. I would recommend probably getting a little extra branched chain amino acid supplement to add to that, just so you have the leucine, the isoleucine, and the valine for that muscle recovery. But you're getting the omega-3 fatty acids to help with the anti-inflammation. You're getting the GLA, so the gamma-linoleic acid. Though it's an omega-6, it's actually anti-inflammatory. It's going to be helping your gut from the intense training and from the stress. And it's also going to be helping to kind of regulate your cycle too, so that preventing PMS, so that you're not going to be missing training and you're just not going to be a miserable human being the week before your period, which, yay, that's a plus. Other ways that you can incorporate that, as I was saying, there's hemp oil. So hemp oil, about a tablespoon, has about 450 milligrams of GLA. We usually, evening primrose oil has a little bit more, but if you want to do like more of like a whole food source, having that hemp seed oil and that week leading up to your period, or even just incorporating it in cool sauces or in salad dressings, that's a great way that you can incorporate it into your nutrition plan instead of having to take something extra. What I really love about it, as I was saying, with the amino acids, it has all essential amino acids. As I said, I would just probably add just a little bit more of the BCAAs. Really great source of arginine to help with nitric oxide production, so that your muscles are being fueled by nutrients and by oxygen, because your blood vessels are actually able to get the blood down to them much more effectively. And they're a great source of tyrosine and phenylalanine, so it's going to help with dopamine production and noradrenaline and adrenaline, so that it's really going to help your body's stress response. So the hemp proteins that I have tried are hemp, that's typically the one that I recommend to people. I do have that on my dispensary. I have some hemp proteins on my dispensary. I don't have I believe I do have the hemp, it's from Manitoba Harvest. That's the first one. Now, hemp seeds do have a little bit of a bitter taste to them, so I would recommend having it with like a banana, peanut butter, and chocolate, so you make like a chunky monkey. That's what I'm thinking. Chunky monkey sounds really delicious. But other ways to incorporate hemp seeds, I actually make my own hemp seed milk. So you put some hemp seeds in. I mix it with hemp seeds and walnuts, and I put some dates in. You put about 3 to 4 glasses, I shouldn't say glasses, but cups of water in. You process it, and then you have yourself some plant-based milk, which is high in omega-3s, because walnuts also are very good for omega-3s. And backtrack on that, hemp seeds are actually a very good source of plant-based protein in particular because about 3 tablespoons is 180 calories and about 10 grams of protein. So I usually recommend hemp seeds, and pumpkin seeds as a really great source of protein if you're looking for more of like a plant-based source of protein. You can incorporate them in anything. You could throw them on your salads. Actually, what I had this morning is I had some avocado toast and I had a little bit of hemp seeds on there. And then I had my protein shake. So I had my protein matcha. I do have a plant-based protein with a little bit of kale and a little bit of the matcha powder and some coconut water. So I'm getting a lot of potassium and magnesium that way. Plus, I'm getting extra magnesium with the hemp seeds and the avocado toast. Yeah, I really gave myself a punch this morning in such a good way to prepare for my sprint triathlon. So this is something that I'm trying to do, is decrease any sort of inflammation, really take care of my body today, and then prepare my body for obviously being able to recover tomorrow with the anti-inflammatories and the protein as well from this particular lovely seed. So that was a recap. I hope that you learned a lot. Yeah, hemp seeds and pumpkin seeds, I usually utilize that as like a plant-based protein if you want to go more towards just incorporating more plants into your routine, and if you want to just do like some clean eating for a while. I know for me, I really try to be as antioxidant rich as possible. Oh, with magnesium, it's very alkalizing too, and that's going to help your body to produce energy. So I forgot about that. And that's, so hemp can help in so many ways to produce energy. All right, so if you already use hemp seeds, I would absolutely love to hear what your favorite ways to incorporate hemp seeds are. Do you make your own milk? Do you like to put on avocado toast? Do you like to put it on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? I don't know. Anything that I would absolutely love to hear your ideas, because I mean, I have my own, but I love seeing other people's creations and how you can incorporate it into your nutrition plan as well. I know that sometimes to have more protein, I couple it with beans. So beans and seeds actually make a complete protein, even though hemp seeds are a complete protein. And that adds a little bit more of like a protein bulk. That's really good in the times, I should even say like when you're carb loading, but if you're looking for like a plant-based meal, coupling hemp seeds with like some lentils, that's going to give you a huge plant protein boost. And getting some broccoli in there, because broccoli has about 4 grams of protein, I want to say, for a cup. So there you go. I just gave you a wonderful dish. And I love hemp seeds on carrot ginger soup. It's probably one of my favorites. I have chickpeas in there and I put the hemp seeds on. But want to hear your ideas. I highly recommend incorporating some hemp seeds in there. Now, if you are there is a paleo autoimmune protocol, and that takes away the seeds. And for those that have diverticulitis, I would recommend more of like the hemp milk that's already been processed and the hemp seed oil, just so the seeds don't get stuck. But other than that, highly recommend incorporating some hemp seeds into your routine as an anti-inflammatory and for athletic performance. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. I just want to reintroduce myself. My name is Drew Mulvey. I'm a certified dietitian nutritionist, board certified nutrition specialist, and certified integrative sports nutritionist. I specialize in working with athletes with disordered eating and autoimmune conditions to really help to repair their relationship with food, to really empower them to utilize the right fueling strategies for their own body, and to really help them to not only reach their athletic potential, but to get their quality of life back. And if that sounds like you, if you've had goals on your mind and it just does not seem like it's going to be attainable, you've had joint pain, you've had brain fog, you've been really feeling lousy overall, or you just want to get better and feel better, I would absolutely love to speak with you. I want to put together an individualized plan. I would absolutely just love to sit down, kind of go over what you're doing, and walk on this journey with you to help you to live the best quality of life that you possibly can and to reach your athletic potential. So if that sounds like you, please be sure to sign up for an icebreaker call. It is available in the bio for those on Instagram, and for those on Facebook, it's going to be in the comments. All right, everybody. Again, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming in today. Happy Friday. I will be in touch with everybody, sharing about my sprint triathlon tomorrow and some of the things that I'm going to be doing for my sprint triathlon. Obviously, I said I'm incorporating some hemp seeds today For some anti-inflammatories, I had some avocado and I had a lot of magnesium, so I'm trying to get electrolytes in. My carbs have gone up just a teeny tiny bit. It's only going to last about an hour and 15 minutes, which I normally go out on the bike for that long, so I'm not really having to do a huge carb load like I had to do before. And I can do a different talk about that at a different time. But I'll be sharing with you some of the meals that I am having. Lots of vegetables. I got some fruits in there. I had a banana this morning. I had some watermelon this morning. So, really getting those antioxidants in, that's going to be really key as well, because that's going to help with energy production. If you don't have enough antioxidants, then your muscles aren't able to function properly. So, another freebie. All right, everybody, I better go before I talk your ear off. Thank you so much for coming in today. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.